Hi, Susan from Susan's Art and Junk Journaling. I took a map and I cut all of the fold lines off of it and made them into usable sizes for tags or journal cards. This is about 3.5 inches by 5 3/4 inches, 9 centimeters, 15 centimeters. And I find them too bright. When I was emptying my coffee maker this morning, I took the filter that's got the coffee in it, got it a little bit more wet, and I thought I would use this to coffee dye the map pieces. Make them just a little bit darker. Looks like I gotta get both sides wet or it's going to curl. And we'll see how well that dries. I found the easiest way to keep it from curling is just slide that on the back, this little pouch. Just slide it on the back, and then that way it doesn't curl. See how it didn't curl? I was able to get about 16 pieces before this started to disintegrate on me, but it still has a lot of coffee dyeing power. I'm going to take some cheesecloth. See if I can, there we go. And encase this little pouch in cheesecloth and try and continue my process. I'm going to reuse my twist tie. Losing bits of coffee, that's okay. And then see how that's gotten dry? What I do is I dribble some water onto this whole thing to reconstitute it. I'm still working on this box of free greeting cards that I've got. This is the third project that I'm doing with these. The outside's shiny, the inside's matte. I am going to, oh, look at that little texture it puts on there. I'm thinking maybe I should have left the cheesecloth doubled because there's big gaps, but I'm okay with that. The coffee will definitely brush off after I'm done. So that's what it looks like doing the inside of this greeting card. And now I'll take, you know what? I'm not going to try taking it apart. It might just do a subtle coffee dye of the envelope, just so that it's not bright white. Definitely want to work on a tray. I will continue coffee dyeing everything with this little pouch, and after it's dry, I'll show you the results. While I was waiting for all of these to dry, I did some baking. I'll put the footage at the end of this video. So this is how the cheesecloth turned out, coffee dyed. And here is a white envelope, so you can compare everything to the white envelope. I especially like how these turned out. So they're not the bright white background that they were before I dyed them. And I think that's an easy way to do some coffee dyeing, because you just kind of dab that little pouch on top of, you know, your papers, and it makes a really neat pattern, a little bit different than, you know, just dipping the paper in the coffee and letting it dry. So it's got a little bit of a texture. And speaking of texture, I don't know, can you see how it's just a little bit different, the texture, since I took the pouch and dabbed it? And then these cards, this is what the card looked like on the inside. And you can kind of see on here the little cross hatching from the cheesecloth. Cheesecloth stuck on my finger. But I think that turned out pretty good, because it didn't take very long for these to dry. Since I just dabbed them, it really didn't do anything to this side. So I'll be able to glue whatever I want to here. I might have to, I don't know, you guys have had experience gluing on to shiny things like playing cards. I might have to take an emery board and kind of just rough this up a little bit so that the glue will hold a little bit better onto the shiny side. But that helps take the shine down and gives it a little bit of tooth to glue onto here. But I thought you'd enjoy seeing that little way of doing some coffee dyeing. I know there's tons of ways out there to do it, but I thought I'd try it this way. And it turned out really good. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it if you would. And like I said at the end, after this video, I'll show the baking that I did. We're invited to our granddaughter's 15th birthday dinner tonight. So I made some banana bread and some cookies to bring along to bring. So it'll be the oldest grandson, Trey, Zoe, who's 15, JJ, my oldest son, Eric, and my middle son, Jeff. So I get to see 2 of my sons today and 3 of the grandkids. Bye. Oh, watch the baking after this. Recently on our sister channel, I made these pineapple coconut drops, these over here. I made them a little bit different than what the recipe shows. It says to put shredded coconut in it, and I didn't. I put craisins and nuts. But those cookies were so good, I'm going to try it with mandarin oranges and with mini chocolate chips. So while I've got my coffee drying downstairs, I'll make some cookies. I've already got banana bread in the oven. The pineapple cookie recipe calls for drained, crushed pineapples, 8 1/4 ounces. And this is 11 ounces of mandarin oranges. I will weigh out so that it's only 8 1/4 ounces. After I don't want to totally squeeze all of the mandarin orange juice out, but I don't want to make the cookies too wet either. So the reason why I thought this would be a good alternative to the pineapple is because my family likes those chocolate covered oranges that are sold at Christmas time, especially my husband. So I'm gonna give these a try. I bet they're gonna turn out great, but we'll see, won't we? After all of the excess liquid has been squeezed out of that can, it only makes 4.6 ounces of fruit. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it just with one can and see how it turns out. I made my own homemade Madagascar vanilla bean vanilla, but it takes 6 months to a year to get to the point where you can use it. And this is a 2-cup bottle that I got from Dollar Tree. And I think I've got 10 vanilla beans in here, along with quadruple filtered vodka. So by November 2026, I should be able to use this. When it turns a nice dark brown, you know it's ready. Ooh, it smells wonderful. Looks like it's come away from the side and it's cracked on top. I'm gonna say that's ready. It's not sunk in the middle. I think we're good. Yum. This is the cookbook I was using if you were interested. It's a 1975 book.